I'm also going to record this as well. All right, so do you want to go first, or I can go first, whichever works best for you?
You can go ahead and start with the details, and then I'll cover everything kind of as you go with the smooth talk.
Okay, perfect. So we're talking about auto ships and customer retention, how to get customers to leave their auto ship on. So one thing that I do about 3 days before each auto ship runs is I'll go to my cloud office, and you go to your customer section, and I'll go through and look at all my customers who have their auto ship on. And I like to send them a message being like, hey, just so you know, you have an auto ship running, so excited for you. You know, excited. If I see them ordering a new product, I'll talk a little bit about the new product they have, just keeping that conversation. I also want them to be aware that they have an auto ship running, and that really helps with returns. So returns are horrible. I had a couple this past month, and I, had hit a certain rank, and then all of a sudden I had returns, and I was like, I lost the rank. I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? So always reach out to people, thank them for ordering, talk about the new products if they've added anything new into their cart. So that's how I start off, and that helps with not getting returns, people accidentally ordering more products than they need, all that stuff. One thing that I do next after talking with everyone that has one set up is I will go to my customers who maybe ordered last month or 2 months ago that don't have an auto ship set up, but they've been ordering individual products here and there, and I'll offer them some incentive. So what I do is I do a drawing every month for every person that has an auto ship, and I'll do like a free plus line product. I've been doing like the face mask. I'm going to be doing the new Active Bait flavor once it comes out. And so everyone that does an auto ship, I just put their name into a bowl, and then I draw it. So getting them to order on an auto, I'm like, hey, I see, you've been using your products. Would you mind putting it on an auto ship because I'm doing a giveaway? I always make it about them. I'm doing a giveaway. I'd love for you to be able to be entered into it. Let's move that order that you're going to be placing anyways to an auto ship. What day works for you? I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Hillary, on how to get people to do an auto ship versus just ordering the products whenever you want.
Instead of incentives like a plus line product or anything like that, I only do those for people that have been on it for like a month or so, and then I'll offer to like help them with the DFT or something like that. But usually in general, I'll do I'll offer credits, or I'll offer to pay for their shipping if they've been paused, and I've noticed they've been paused for like a month or two. That's kind of when it may be a cost thing and not just, oh, something came up, let me pause really quick. I always reach out to them days before, not just, is that me?
Here, I think I'm going to go through and mute everyone just so we don't have any feedback. All right, we should be good.
I'm just trying to make sure it wasn't my car like echoing crazy.
No, I don't think so. I think it was feedback from someone.
Oh, okay.
If you guys can if you can hear us better in the chats, that'd be great. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so usually if they've been paused, I've noticed for longer than just like a month or something like that, there was usually either an issue that they didn't tell you about, maybe they were doing it wrong and it wasn't working so well for them, whether it was not following the steps, not enough water, whatever it may have been. So I always, hey, like I noticed that, this is the second month you've been paused. Like, do you care to walk me through it? Let's go over why. I would love to help you, things like that. And or like if I think it's like a money thing, because usually like with your customers, if you are building those relationships properly, you kind of get the vibe already, so you know how to like talk to them when it's time to follow up, check in, whatever. So if it's someone that I've noticed has been paused and it looks like it may be a money thing, I'm like, hey, I know that you've been paused for a while and maybe this went on, whatever. I would love to help you. What can you do? If you unpause, I can do your shipping, or I have credits. Usually my credits run out by the 25th because I, give them to customers and stuff. But if I do still have some, even if it's just 5 or 10 or whatever it may be, I offer them. I go ahead and send them to them and tell them to enable them. And, we roll with it like that. And then, do you want me to go ahead and talk about the auto ships being moved?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so when Tracy and I were qualifying for Jamaica, there were going to be a few people that we had the auto ships that would have counted if they were in the month of August. So we needed September 5th auto ships because that wasn't a qualifying month. We needed those auto ships moved to the 25th in order for them to count. So we knew that was kind of like a tricky thing to ask people, to ask them to like switch and do it earlier, like, because you don't know how people, finance their bills and different things like that. So what we did was we messaged them and we offered them an incentive then to do that. So you just go in, and if they don't know how to do it or they need help with it, whatever, they or you would go in and just switch that auto ship date to August 25th versus the 5th, or whatever month that would be, the next one up. And so we offered them, I think it was a face mask. We offered free shipping. We just, whatever we thought would like fit that specific person to get them to switch it. We just kind of rolled with the conversation, and we were honest with them. We told them like, hey, we see you have an auto ship on the 5th, and we're so excited that you're going to stay thriving with us. We would like to know if you would mind to move that, and we'll get you a face mask or the bars, or whatever it was, or a thing of balance, whatever. So that way we can get Tracy qualified for Jamaica. Literally, I don't think a single person said no. There were a few people that were on pause that we couldn't get to unpause, just because of like financial situations, whatever. But there were, everyone that we asked to move from the 5th to the 25th, I'm pretty sure every single one of them did it. Like, they were super cool about it, and we were just honest, and we were very positive and hyped up, and they were like, oh yeah, I would love to help you. Of course I'll help you. Like, they were really awesome, and it made it like really fun because we were stressed out. We were like, that's kind of a lot to ask someone, when they have it set up. But if you go about it the right way and you offer the $30 mask, or, something just really nice, a lot of the time people will roll with it if they can. So you just want to make sure that you're caring about them first, and then mentioning what you need in situations like that. And then there were a few people, like our new orders. I was like, hey, with these new orders, they're going to be counting for, this month and not the month we need. So Tracy was like, dude, what if we get them to order, the capsules and the lifestyle mix right now, but then go set up the DFT on auto ship for August 25th. That way they have that auto ship, and they're just going to get it a couple of days later than the capsules and the lifestyle mix. And I was like, oh gosh, okay. So we did it. And there was actually, I think, 2 or 3 people that were totally cool with that too. And we offered them credits and a face mask. And like, there were a few of them that were even like, you don't have to get me anything extra. Don't even worry about it. You guys are so good. You always follow up with us. Like, we would love to do that for you. We can't wait to see your Jamaica pictures. So when you're following up with people each month, and you're, caring about them, their results, their progress, building that relationship, they don't mind being good back to you without an incentive. But an incentive does help, because it just shows them that you care about what you're asking, and you're not just, hey, can you do this for me? You know what I mean? Like, you always want to make it really personal. And that's what we did, and it worked. She qualified for Jamaica, and it was a total hit the way we did it. And they still thrive. I think every single person that we talked to that was on Autoship then, I think all of them are still on Autoship. They all still talk to us regularly, like our posts, and it's worked out really nice. And we've even got some paused ones since August back and thriving, whether we gave them some shipping or we gave them credits, whatever it may have been. They're back and they're loving it. So that's really, really, really good to do. Make sure you're following up. And, like she said, she's always giving incentives, and she's always like, hey, you have an auto ship coming up. I'm so excited for you, whatever. You have to do that, and you have to follow up with them. you shouldn't even think, oh gosh, it's the 24th, or oh gosh, it's the 14th. Like, let me message them. Those days are when they're going to process that night. They're going to process before so they can ship on the 15th and ship on the 25th. Okay. So you're going to want to reach out the beginning, like 3 and 4 days prior, because if they need credits, if maybe they want that face mask, or, you know, whatever it may be, if you're going to have people do a favor for you, you have to be good to them. And there are people with things coming up, especially the holidays now, like, you're going to want to follow up with them even more, so that way you don't have any declined, you don't have any returned, anything like that. Like, you always want to do those follow-ups, and people actually appreciate that and respect it, because if they can't afford it, they usually will tell you, and then you can help them. Or even if, you know, they absolutely positively can't do it for whatever reason, at least they know that you reached out and you cared and you remembered them. You know, you didn't just get them to order in May or June or whenever, and then, oh look, now it's November, they've canceled, and now you're going to message them and ask why. You know, that doesn't sound very personable. It doesn't sound like you're caring about them. So you want to make sure that you're really doing that, so that way they know that you do care and that you will help them, whether it's month 1 or month 20.
Yeah, definitely. And with following up earlier, one thing that I do is I always try to follow up the Friday before, because that's payday for most people and they haven't spent all their money yet. So if you follow up with them, then like, okay, I have my auto ship coming up, and they'll set money aside. They'll think, okay, I've already spent that money, rather than if it's on a Wednesday and you're following up with them on Monday after they've paid all their bills and stuff, then like, oh, I can't do that. Or if they went out for the weekend or something. If you follow up the Friday before the auto ship, I've had better success with people actually paying it. And then something else too that I've done, especially for trip qualifications, is if someone absolutely can't afford their Thrive, I think that's one of the main reasons why people stop ordering, is just because of the finance aspect, not because they don't like the product, is I'll ask them, what's your favorite part of your Thrive experience? Is it the energy, the better sleep quality, digestion, stuff like that? And if they can't afford all 3 steps, I try to find a plus line product that's going to help carry them over through the holidays if money is tight, until they can start thriving again. That way they have something to still post about to get their 2 referrals. They can talk about their plus line product, and they're still, you know, doing that auto ship, and you're still helping them in some way. So I sell a lot of like Activate and Rest and Move. Those are probably my top 3 plus line products, where if someone can't afford Thrive, like, don't be afraid to get them on a plus line product to help carry them over until they have the finances again.
That's really smart. I never really, like, I've heard, you know, like putting it on auto ship and things, but I've never thought to like reach out about that. I'm going to use that. See, that's why these are so important, because it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, how new you are, whatever, you always learn something new. So that's super awesome.
Yep. And then something else I do too is I really strive to help my customers thrive for free. And so a lot of times they don't know how to post or what even to post. So I kind of walk them through what to post so that they can get their 2 referrals, because then they're going to stay on auto ship if they're getting it for free. So I have a bunch of customers that thrive for free. So just asking questions like, how did you feel before Thrive? You know, what do you feel now? Kind of walking them through their experience, and then I'll kind of put all their answers together in a post for them. But it's all their own words. I just kind of, you know, tweak it for them, and then I have them take a picture of them with their DFT and have them share it. So just also helping them post, because so many times people are like, I don't know what to post, I just know I love this stuff, or they're too afraid, like, I don't want people to think I'm selling it or anything like that. So don't be afraid to reach out and help them create that first post too, to get their referrals.
Yep.
So. What was just said about Activate? My baby was choking. Okay. So one thing I do is if someone, money is tight with the holidays coming up, I'll ask them what their favorite part of the Thrive experience is, whether it's like the energy, the mental clarity, digestive support, better sleep, and I'll get them on a plus line product until they can afford the full 3 steps. And so Activate's one of the ones I recommend for like the energy and stuff. Stacking customers is also a good way to help get them thriving for free. Yes. A lot of times I'll give out to like my personal customers if they have a referral, or if I'm getting a new customer, I'll give them other people's links and I'll be like, hey, I just got you your first referral. You only need one more and you're going to thrive for free. And I think they think, oh, I can get one person to thrive with me rather than two people. Like, it gives them an incentive to really try to get that last referral.
Yeah, I've done that too. Tracy taught me that in the beginning, and it works really, really well.
Yep. All right. Does anyone have any other questions for us, or do you have anything else to add, Hillary?
I don't. Do you guys know how to do auto ships?
Or like where
I feel like I'm gonna ask this because there are some people that still mess up doing auto ships, and that person is me. I ain't even gonna lie. I mess up. I can do a customer auto ship like it's nothing. I can go through, I can switch it and not delete it. I can do the whole shebang. Doing my own auto ship, I don't know.
like a promoter one?
I can't do it. So if you have trouble with an auto ship, you need to find you somebody that can help you, so that way you can do all these fun things, or at least know enough about it to smooth talk it over, you know, and know what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing all the time, or you mess it up, you always got to add that other person in and be like, you know what, my girl can help you. You don't want to have to do that forever. It is not a fun time. Cool. So if you need help, find someone with the auto ships and let's get those taken care of. Myself included.
All right. Well, it doesn't look like there's any more questions. So, yeah, that's it. I'll let everyone get back to their evening. I know there's another Zoom happening, I think at, what was it, 7 or 8?
8. Yeah.
8 p.m. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on, guys.
Thank you.